Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Saturday evening, a nice brisk evening in South Florida. Got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to review tonight. I might be on here a while. A couple reasons for that. I got nothing else to do tonight. My wife is in Savannah, Georgia with some of her girlfriends. One of her girlfriends is getting married, and they're out celebrating for the weekend, and my kids both got invited over to some friends' house for sleepovers. So I'm a man of leisure tonight, my friends. I can be on the live stream as long as I'd like. So yeah, I may stay on here a while. I mean, I don't know if I'll stay outside. I might move the live stream inside after I'm done smoking, but it is getting colder as the time flies here. So I should be able to hang out for a while, see how many people join us. Last time what was it, Thursday's live stream? That was a good show. I think I had up to like 25 people watching at one time. So a lot of interaction from people in the chat. It was a good solid live stream. I was able to meet and see in person for the first time Perry's Comics. A lot of you know who Perry's Comics is. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's got way more subscribers than I do. He does a ton of content, a lot more content than I do. I think he does at least 4 or 5 videos every week. He was live streaming today when I met him. So if you go on his channel, his live stream from 3 or 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago, maybe around noontime. I think we met him around. My son and I had a soccer game down in Bradenton, Florida. So he was that comics club shop was just around the corner, and I know I wanted to see Wayne because I had a book to pick up. I ordered that Killock #1, which I'll show you in a little bit. I ordered that book from him, and my son wanted to buy a couple things. So yeah, it was kind of fun to go by the shop, and it was also I messaged Perry when I was at the soccer game that, hey, I'm going to be going by the shop if you happen to be in the area. So luckily he actually was planning on going hunting for some comic books today. So yeah, it worked out pretty well. I got to meet him in person. I got to see Wayne again. I met another new YouTuber who does a channel on his channel. I'll talk about his channel a little bit tonight. It's The Marvelous Adventures of T and G. They husband and wife, they go around and go to different parks, and they film themselves at Disney and Universal and all those different parks, and yeah, kind of tell you, what to look for when you're at the park. So it's kind of cool. I haven't been to Disney since before my son was born. Actually, my wife was pregnant with him the last time I was in Disney. So I haven't been to Disney in, hell, going on 7.5 years probably. So it's been a long time. I go to Universal a lot, mainly because I got a buddy of mine that hooks me up with free passes and all that good stuff. And I don't have to wait in lines and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard not to just go to Universal when the kids want to go to a park. And Universal's got Harry Potter and a lot of cool stuff too. So, but when I was a kid, man, Disney Magic Kingdom was the place. I remember being 5, 6 years old, going there. I remember the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, I think, was my favorite ride. I think as a kid, my parents said that I just sat there and stared, and I thought those robots, the animatronic robots, I thought they were real people. I don't know. I thought I was in awe of that. So, so going back to Disney is kind of nostalgia, and that's why a lot of people my age like this going to Disney. It's because it's that memory from you were a kid, and it hasn't changed all that much. Main Street's still the same. The Pirates ride's mainly the same. I mean, I know they changed the end of the ride with Johnny Depp at the end of the ride, but it's virtually all the same. So it kind of has that nice nostalgic feel to it, which is kind of cool. So we're going to be going over some things tonight. So I want to give that shout out to Perry. It was nice to see him and meet him today. Go check out his channel. He has that stream. I think that was his last stream, was the one I'm in briefly. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it was kind of good to meet him, and also to see Dwayne again. I'd met Dwayne previously one other time, and I'm not in that Bradenton, Brandon area very often, but again, I would probably use him as my comic book of choice if I could go there easily. It's like 45 minutes away from me, and I'm just never in that area. So, but yeah, it's a great shop, and I do plan on going there again just to maybe do some comic book hunting like Perry does. All right, let's check out who's in the chat tonight. Recognize some people. First one on the deck was DT. What's up, T? He's always checking out the stream. We got Marcus. My good friend Marcus is usually always in the chat as well. We got Malcolm Giles. Good evening, my friend. Mandy the Comic Collector. He's always hanging out with us. And we got Z Collects. What's going on, Z? We got T-Bone. So a lot of good people in the chat. Already 11 people. That's awesome. So I'm going to be highlighting a couple comic books tonight. I did get some books in the mail this week that I will show. RB3, good question. The whiskey's right here. I haven't taken a sip in a while. So tonight I am drinking Blanton's on a little ice, just straight bourbon with a little ice. It's a nice smooth bourbon. Where I'm from, down here in Florida, this is hard to get, hard to come by. I think in Kentucky it's probably easy. It's a Kentucky bourbon. But in Florida, I don't know why, but this sells out really quick. It's a good, what is it, $60-$70 bottle of bourbon. So it's not real cheap, but it's definitely kind of a special delicacy. So I've been milking it. I've had this bottle for like a month. I still have a little bit left. So I've been kind of sipping it slowly, as they say. But yeah, I'm drinking Blanton's on ice, and the cigar is, I'm smoking a Cuba, which is an acid cigar. It's this is about the darkest Maduro. It's considered a Maduro cigar, so a darker cigar. This is about the darkest I smoke. So a lot of the Maduros are a little harsh, but this one's really smooth. It's got a little hint of sweet flavor aftertaste to it. So, and there's a lot of cigar a lot of those I call them cigar snobs. There's a lot of people that smoke cigars that will they'll laugh at you if you're smoking acid. But this is a 95 rated cigar by Cigar Aficionado, so it's a highly rated cigar, and it's only like $8, $10. It's not expensive. So I got a couple of these in the mail recently. We're going to go over the Hot 10 list from CBSI that came out on Friday. I didn't get a chance to do that video on Friday. So, and this is the first chance that today I've had to do anything. I've been an Uber driver most of the day. I took my son all the way, an hour. That was an hour, 10-minute drive to the soccer game. And then I had some time to go by the comic book shop, as I said. And then I had to go back home, pick up my daughter. I had to go get birthday gifts for their friends that they went to a birthday party. I had to drive them to the birthday party and drop them off. I had to come all the way back. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time in the car today. So I need to do what Perry and Biggie do. I know they do a lot of live streams from their car. I feel like if I do that, I'd probably have a car accident or a wreck, which would probably up my views on my channel. But I'm not too skilled at doing that. Plus, I don't have the equipment set up. I know Perry has a nice thing that he holds. I don't know what that thing is. It's like not a selfie stick. It's sort of it's like an iPhone case carrier, I guess. And speaking of the devil, there he is. Perry Comics is in the house. He's lurking. He's always lurking. I was impressed. Perry obviously is not affected by the cold. I'm like bundled up. I'm like 3 layers today. Although midday it was warming up. It wasn't too bad at midday, but he just has like a little vest on, and he's got open-toed sandals. So he's like totally. He almost looks like he's Canadian coming to visit Florida. He's not bothered by the cold weather at least. I'm all bundled up like it's freezing out. But yeah, right now the weather is maybe mid to low 60s. Not bad. If you're up north, you're jealous of our weather down here in Florida. So, but Perry is in the chat, which is awesome. So I might start doing some live streams on Perry's channel every Tuesday, especially I think he does a late. If I remember right, he does like a 10 p.m. starting time for his show on Tuesday. So I think I can probably slide in on that show. 10 o'clock is good because I'm usually hanging out with my family after dinner, like 7:30 to 9:30. The kids are usually in bed before 10. And I know people are like, you put your kids to bed late, but their school starts at like 9:40. It's elementary school near me. My kids don't wake up until like 8:15 in the morning, so they go to bed a little later. I have friends that are parents obviously, and man, their kids are in bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock every night, like really early. And my kids are a little spoiled. I probably am okay. I usually let them stay up a little later than normal, just because I think when I was a kid, I had to go to bed early all the time. That used to piss me off. So I'm like, I kind of spoil my kids. The things I didn't have in life is kind of what I let my kids get away with. So, what are you going to do? I need to see a psychiatrist about that maybe. But yeah, my kids don't go to bed till late. So yeah, Perry says, 10 o'clock until I get sleepy. So Perry, I will join you on Tuesday at 10 p.m. It'll be Perry's Comics and Justice for Comics. Will be live streaming, having some fun, chatting it up. We'll see what happens. So let's dive into the top 10 list. We'll get that going, get that out of the way. Let me pull up the website here. I'm going to switch over to I'm on 5G right now, and I think 5G, I don't know, is everybody hearing me? Is my volume coming through? Sometimes I'll watch a little bit of my videos and I can tell the volume isn't very good. Hopefully you guys are hearing me all right and it's somewhat clear. It's a little windy. But let me jump in. Let me share my screen here. All right. This is the main page. Uh-oh, here's these pop-ups coming. CBSI is like, we need some money. Let's allow some pop-ups. All right. Hot 10 comics for the week. Let's jump into it. Number 10, Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. Number 3, this is the 1:10 ratio, 8-bit variant. I did see this on Midtown. I could have bought it for $8.50. I probably should have. I actually thought about it for a second, and I was like, I don't really collect Cobra Kai. I remember watching the Karate Kid movie back then, and it was a good movie. You know, I'm a child of the 80s, so I definitely remember that movie. I don't know if that comic book's any good. I'm sure there's some funny things in it, but the cover's pretty cool. I love the sweep the leg quote below it. Yeah, I should have bought that. Just it's kind of a fun cover. So that might be one that, I don't know, if I find it in a back issue bin or if I find it down the road for $10 or under, I might pick it up. But I guess right now it's selling around $17 to $20. It's kind of a cool cover though. Definitely it's a good conversation piece, especially if you're somebody from the 80s that fondly remembers the Karate Kid movies. Although I do like the was it on YouTube? They have a YouTube video that kind of debunks the fact that the Karate Kid was actually the bully. They go through and they show the scenes like, yeah, but here's what he said. You know, they kind of analyze it to it shows that he's kind of a bully. That he was actually the villain in the movie. It's pretty funny. Of course, when you're a kid, you don't remember it that way. But when you watch that video, it's like, yeah, that was kind of a douchebag move. Like he was moving in on that guy's girlfriend. You know, it's pretty funny. So number 10, Cobra Kai. Number 3, 1:10 8-bit variant. Cool cover. I think it's pretty cool. I regret not buying it. I should have grabbed it. I easily could have. I was looking at it, almost put it in my cart, then just decided not to. Number 9 is Bang, number 1, Ashcan. So I guess there was an Ashcan that came out before the Dark Horse release, which happened, a week ago? It's going for $15 to $20. Both covers are doing about 10. Yeah, 10 to 15 is about right. Both covers on eBay. It's sold out on Midtown. A lot of the online stores are sold out. So you won't find it really easily online other than eBay. It sounds like a cool concept. I mean, I talked about this book in one of my other videos. So if you picked up the Ashcan, congratulations. That book's on fire a little bit. It remains. We'll see if it continues to have legs. Or it could be one of those books, a week or two from now, a month from now, is back down to cover price or low prices. We got number 8, Bitterroot number 6, the Chris Bruner 1:10 variant. Kind of a cool looking cover. I don't know if I can't really zoom in on this thing. 1:10, so it was like a $10 book when it came out. It's selling for about $20 at the moment. I don't remember when this came out. Was this a recent book or was that? I know Bitterroot came out well over a year ago. Oh, this is number 6. So yeah, this might be fairly recent. I don't know if you go on eBay right now. Is that book even for sale? Yeah, I see a lot of Bitterroot numbers. Yeah, I don't see it for sale on eBay. Oh, there's one. $55, 3 bids with 6 days left. Well, there you go. There's the CBSI effect on your comic book. By the way, I'm struggling with the cigar. I don't know why it's not staying lit. I'm going to have to switch cigars. I think this one, I don't know. I may have to cut it or something later. Doesn't seem to be doing well. I'm going to go grab another cigar, guys. I'll be right back. Oh. All right. I'm switching to a little blunt for now. I may cut that and fire that up later, but I'm having problems with that one right now. Technical difficulties. All right. So bitter root, I don't know, that seems to be hotter than than double ratio. I mean, there's 2 auctions right now. These are new listings, and they're already up to $50 with 4 and 6 days left. Jeez Louise. So there you go. That's only 2 listings, and they're going for, I would assume if they're already going for $55 with several days left, that could be $100 plus book. It's crazy. I don't know. The comic book market lately just seems very, very, very speculative. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, CBSI says I look for this one to bounce higher. Yeah, I would say, especially when you put it on your list. That's probably going to be $100 plus book, easy. So it's a Do the Right Thing homage. So that was a Spike Lee movie that came out in the, what was that, the 80s, mid 80s, if I remember right. I think there was one white guy in it, Danny Aiello, who passed away last year. God rest his soul. And it says here, none available. So as soon as somebody saw this on CBSI, they had a copy. They threw it on an auction. It's pretty smart. That book, that's going to go for over $100 easy, looks like. So we got some crazy spec books on the list this week. I mean, right so far, the 3 books I've highlighted, they're 1 in 10 variants, or it's an ash can. It's definitely not a regular issued book. Number 7 is another rare book, supposedly a printing error of Batman 89. So I guess in the interior pages, the word bubbles are whited out. You can't read the word bubbles. It says here there are different variations to the printing error, as some show pictures where the full pages are black and others where they're only partially black. It says weird. So if I go on eBay right now, see if there's any listings of that. All right, there's an auction up to $200, 15 bids with 5 days left. Is that the only one? That might be the only one. That is the only listing. So there was a sale, a recorded sale at $700. The guy was asking $900 and accepted a $700 offer, apparently. Yeah, I think there's only one on eBay right now, so I don't know how rare that book is. Apparently it must be pretty rare, but I don't know. Do printing errors really hold value over time? I don't think they do. A year from now, 2 years from now, is that book going to be going for big money? I don't know. It's not something I would put any money into. I'd rather take $700 and go buy an older, Silver Age, Bronze Age book that's a key that I know over time is going to rise in value. But a printing error, I don't know about that. All right, let me go back to the chat. Yeah, T-Bone sweep the leg. Very nice. Perry's a fan of the Cobra Kai cover. T-Bone says Bitterroot has a Prince Purple Rain cover homage coming out soon. Oh man, that's going to be hot. Yeah, that's probably going to sell well. So the market's just looking for things to spec on, and yeah, I could see how that would do well. So I think there's got a lot more people that care about Prince than do the right thing homage, right? So crazy. Comics for Thomas, what's going on, my friend? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I agree, Perry. It's a little crazy. People paying that kind of money. Would you accept $700 off on a $3.99 book? Nice. I mean, if maybe I haven't gotten my Batman 89 yet, but all I've got coming to me is the Matina cover. So I don't know if that printing error is happening to the B covers or is it only happening to the A covers. The one on eBay right now looks like an A cover. So check your books, I guess. Check to see if you got a printing error. If you do, slap that puppy on eBay. I tell you what, if I get mine and it has a printing error with that Matina cover, it's going on eBay in about 10 seconds. So, oh man, look at this. RB3. 26 copies sold. Man alive. I'm assuming that's Batman 89. RB3, that's right. RB3 is not an average collector. I think he has access to Diamond, so he buys directly from Diamond, if I'm not mistaken. So RB3, he's definitely one to follow and make sure that you're connected with him on Instagram. Man, the fact that he even got more than one copy is phenomenal. He got 26. Holy crap. That's awesome. Yeah, by the time I found out about Batman 89 was like pretty much everybody else. The local shops by me, I wasn't even going to bother calling them. Those are the shops near me are typically the kind of shops that if they had any extras available, they're not going to sell it to me for $3.99. They're just not. And of course, Midtown, forget it. Midtown was sold out in 5 seconds. I had that on my pull list, the A cover. I did not get it. Midtown did not fulfill my pull list on that. So a little disappointing, but they did fulfill my pull list on the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen. I did have 2 of those on my pull list, and they did grab 2 issues for me. That's coming out next week. So, you win some, you lose some. What are you going to do? Yes, Perry. RB3 is the place to be. I would agree with that. All right, let's get back to the list here. All right, so number 7 was Batman 89, printing error. Big money. If you have that book in your collection, I would probably sell it. I would tell you to sell it. Use that money to buy a nice key book. Number 6 is National Comics Rose and Thorn number 1. Is this option news? Is that what happened? I know. I think Marcus sent me a message saying that he picked up some Rose and Thorn books. So Marcus was on top of that. But it looks like that issue number 1 is moving up to looks like a week ago it was $25. It settled back into the $15 to $20 range. That was dollar bin fodder a week ago. So if I go on eBay right now, what are we going to see here? Yeah, $15 plus $5 shipping. So I guess it's going to be an HBO movie. That's the news on it. That's moving the book. So you might still find that in a dollar bin. I don't know. I don't think that was a book that sold really well or had a lot of buzz on it, but Yeah, a lot of listings on eBay. So the print run can't be that low. If there's 20 or 20 plus listings on eBay. Yeah, I don't have that in my collection, so, and I don't think I would go out and spend money on that, but Perry says I should try e-cigars so I can smoke inside. Well, that's true. You're right. I can't smoke these inside the house. There's no, well, cigars do have, I guess cigars do have some nicotine in them. They're not addictive, though. I mean, I can go weeks and weeks without smoking a cigar. I don't crave them or anything like that. I'm afraid to try anything that would get me addicted. So I'll probably stay away from those, the e-cigars. I don't know. I don't know if they're addictive or not. I don't know much about them, but if there's any addictive qualities to them, I'll probably stay clear and just have to bear a little bit of the cold outside with the cigar. But yeah, Wolf Warner's in the house. What's up, Wolf? Yeah, Hell Arisen is going to pop. I've been saying that. I think over a week ago, I was on somebody else's channel saying the same thing, that make sure you pre-order, or, well, it's too late to pre-order. Make sure you have Hell Arisen on your pull list. So there's some online sites that will let you put that on the pull list a week or two before it comes out. That's what I did with Midtown. I think I put it on my pull list maybe a week or two before, maybe a week or two back. So it wasn't that long ago, and I put that on my pull list, and I got 2 copies. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with 2 copies. I probably just hold them. I don't plan on selling any of them. All right. BTC Moon Guy, welcome, my friend. Glad you can make it. Well, Perry says they sell some with 0 nicotine. All right. I don't know. I'm an old school guy, I guess. I just like, one of these days you'll see me out here I'll be a little older and I'll have a pipe. I'll be smoking a pipe like an old man. I already have the gray beard. I'm almost to an old man anyway, so it won't be long before I'm smoking pipes and stuff. Talking about, in my day, we used to walk to school. And we didn't have Uber and all these other things. I'll be talking like, what was that character Dana Carvey played? Grumpy Old Man, I think that was his. He's like, in my day, we lit cigarettes and we fell asleep with them and we burned our asses up and we loved it. I think that was his shtick. That was a bad impersonation. That was like Old Man Potter trying to play Grumpy Old Man. Another Jim from RB3 thinks Batman 92 is a nice covered book. First Punchline cover. Plus, it's a dark cover. It will be a heavy print. There you go. Yeah, the print run on Batman is going to be, what, 100,000 plus now? The Tom King sub 60,000, sub 70,000 runs are over. You got a good writer. You got him introducing new characters. A lot of people like the direction the book is on right now. So, yeah, in my opinion, Batman will be back up 120,000 plus print run per month. So that 86 to 90 run is probably going to be a good run to make sure you have, because the print run is going to be lower on that. Yeah, so those are going to be good books, but hopefully you're only paying cover price. I wouldn't go out and pay $30 for Batman 89. I just don't think that's a good deal. You could see, I do predict this. I think when Hell Arisen comes out and it's the first full appearance of Punchline, I think Batman 89 will drop down a little bit. I think you'll see the price come down a little bit, maybe $15, $20 range. That's just my prediction. I think that's what will happen, but who knows? Long term, it's probably still a good book to have in your collection, but I like full appearances a lot better than cameos. That's just my opinion on that. Hey, Calvin, what's up, my friend? He's in Tampa Bay, nice, and smoking a what is it? Alice Branley? Alec? Is it Alec Branley? Maybe he spelled it wrong. Alec Branley. Have I heard of that cigar? I've smoked Ashton's. I'm trying to think of the other ones I've smoked. I'm more of an acid smoker. I mean, I'll smoke Cohibas on occasion, things like that. But yeah, I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to smoking cigars. I don't smoke anything too heavy. But welcome, my friend. I'm glad to see that you're in Tampa. I always like talking to people that are local. That's awesome. Cubans, the cigar. I don't think they're legal yet. No, I don't think they are. Yes, isn't that special? Dana, that was one of his best characters, the church lady. I do remember that. All right, let's get back to the list. I've veered off topic here. So we left off with Rose and Thorn, number 6. Was number 6 on the list. Rose and Thorn, number 1. Looks like a $20 book only. The news already came out that it's option. HBO is going to be doing a show on it, so I don't know how much upside's on that book, but maybe there's a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe if the show's a hit, maybe it'll go up more. I just remember even when Witcher first came out on Netflix, you could have bought Witcher for Witcher number 1 was a $20 to $25 book, which is still, it wasn't cover price, but it was $25, $30 book. And I think once the show, it was, everyone realized the show was good and there's going to be a second season, the price went up from there. So sometimes you can buy these books even though the show has come out, and then they can still go higher. So just keep that in mind. Number 5 is an interesting one. Borderlands Origins, number 1, GameStop variant. So Borderlands was definitely a video game. I think that was a PlayStation video game, if I'm not mistaken. Says it literally went from a barely sellable $5 book to a $50 book. The reason, video game adaptation, and number 2, Eli Roth. All right. Give us a little bit more information, will you? CBSI, Jesus Christ. What does that mean? Video game adaptation, and number 2, Eli Roth, and number 3, etc. God, they're fucking pricks over there. Yeah, those guys at CBSI, they are fucking so full of themselves. Like, why don't you just say, this is why the book is hot? Instead, you got to be cryptic or something, and so I got to go and look into it and find out why it's hot. So stupid. But it looks like there are a couple issues for sale. Hey, you can buy a lot of them for $300. I don't know. Again, this is not the time to buy that stuff. This is the time to sell. Maybe in a couple weeks when everybody forgets about it and the prices drop back down, grab it up if you like it. But that would be a book I would probably not go spend money on right now. All right, so number 5 is Borderlands Origins, GameStop variant, $50 book. All right. Number 4, Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, number 1. This book has been on this top 10 list before. I would say well over a year ago. This has been on here before. It seems like it's always been around an $80 to $100 book every time I've looked at it. Obviously, that was probably a good price because now it says it's past $200 mark. 9.6 just sold for a record $350. No recent news. I don't think this is going to be a character in an MCU movie anytime soon, but yeah, you go on eBay right now, you can see the prices. There's a 9.8 asking $1,140. Jesus. I hope he sells it. If you can get $1,100 for that book, think about what you can buy with $1,100. What kind of grade could I get a Moon Knight, first appearance of Moon Knight in for $1,100? What, 7.5, 7.0? I'm trying to think what else I could do with $1,100. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be to buy Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel. Man, I'm being real critical of these books on this list tonight, aren't I? But is it me, or does that seem nuts to go spend that kind of money? And what a disparity. So you have one for $1,140, and you got another one asking $615. That's a huge disparity. What's going on here? 9.6 is around $400. Yeah, you got a fine 6.0 asking 200. I mean, I don't get this. It just seems weird to me. But to each his own. It's not a book I would go after. I mean, if I found it for, I was looking at that book, but I don't think I was wanting to pay more than like $50 for it. So I never found one cheap enough. So I just left it and forgot about it. Oh well, it's obviously I should have bought it for 75. Hey, maybe buying it at 200 is a good deal. It's going to go to 1,000. I don't know. Hard to say, but I just think there's other things I'd rather spend that money on. Number 3 is Hulk #1 from 2008. Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness run. This was a good run. I remember reading it. I have, I think, 1 through 15 of this book. I think I have 1 through 15. Maybe, no, 1 through 20. Because I do have the first appearance of the Red She-Hulk, which I think is like 15 or 16. I do have that book. So yeah, it was a $20 to $25 book forever. Now it says it's hitting $50. Red Hulk will appear in the Disney Plus She-Hulk series. That is confirmed. So if you've got copies of Red Hulk #1, I do have a couple of the variants too. I think I got a couple nice looking variants. I'll have to pull those out. I know I've got a couple of the variants too. There was a 1 in 50 variant for #1, and I think there was a 1 in 50 for #2. I think I have both of those. I'll have to look. Well, I could look. I probably just pulled up on my CLZ app, which I know Perry was talking about that today on his stream. He uses it. It'll store all your comic books. I've got it says I have 6,636 comic books loaded. It's probably not everything. But if I look up Hulk #1, yeah, it says I have 1 through 18. All right, 1 through 18 I have. All right, I don't have the variant on #1. I do have the variant of issue #2. Which was the Marco Djurjevic cover, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. Or let me minimize this. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It's a pretty cool cover. I got that one for #2, which is cool. I think that was it was either a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50. I think I paid like $20 for it. I'll have to look and see, but I do have that one. And I thought I had another. Oh, issue 4. I have both red and green covers. Yeah, there was 2 covers for an issue 4. I've got both of those. Oh, there was a variant cover for #5, Oliver Copiel cover. I think that was a 1 in 25. I have that one as well. So I knew I had a couple of variants. Oh, and #6 was a Turner cover, which was really cool. Yeah, I love that Turner cover. It's kind of like one of my favorite Hulk covers. Michael Turner, God rest his soul. He was a fantastic artist. I liked a lot of his stuff. He did another one for #7 too. I don't like that one near as much as #6, but that one was kind of cool. Michael Turner died from cancer at a very young age. I think what was he, in his 30s, mid-30s? Young guy. As I'm smoking a cigar, I'm talking about cancer. Not too smart, but well, we're all going to die, my friends. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. Yeah, Sean, another low pro one like Moon Girl 28. Yes, Moon Girl 28. The price on that is moving back down. I think you can buy it easily under $50 now. There were sales in that $80 to $100 range for Moon Girl 28. Poor bastards. But yeah, the Blue Atom had a low print run. Yeah, I think it did because I don't think anyone cared about the character back then. So that might be a good strategy: is find comic books that no one really cares about the character and buy them and then wait 10, 20 years. And then all of a sudden, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to make something out of this character." I don't know. I don't know if I would like that strategy. There's a lot of storage costs in buying a lot of comic books, right? So Comics for Thomas uses the CLZ app. Yeah, it is a great app, no doubt about it. I love it. I use it all the time, especially if I'm in a store and I see a book and I'm not sure if I have it. Man, it's so great to have that app on your phone. Yeah, let me see if I have that. Yep, I've got it. Okay, good. I don't have to buy it. I don't have to rebuy it. RB3, yes, Turner was an amazing artist. Yeah, I loved his line work. Like he could draw anatomy really. I mean, I don't know if I'm not saying his anatomy drawing was completely accurate, but he just had a very good like the visual. He always drew like the chest and spine, and I mean, he aligned everyone's anatomy really well. I don't know, something about the quality of how he drew. Hulk 14 has a red She-Hulk first cover. Do I have that? Yeah, I don't have the first Red Hulk, the Red She-Hulk cover. Yeah, you're right. 14B. I have the regular issue 14 cover, but I think 14B. Yeah. I think it was an Ian Churchill cover. Was it Churchill? No, it was McGinnis. You're right, McGinnis. Yeah, you can't see it, but yeah, 14C actually. 14C. I'll try to. It's kind of like the face of Red She-Hulk. That would be a good book to have if you're collecting not only her first appearance, but her first appearance on cover would be 14C. So that might be a good book to think about. I don't think anyone's talking about Red She-Hulk right now. So there you go. I just gave you a good spec. Go find it. Man, he's like, I just found a Hulk 16 for 1 for 15 for $7. There you go. This is the thing. When you watch my channel, it's going to make you buy comic books, man. It will. It's the way it goes. All right, I'm dragging out this list. We're finally at number 2. Maximum Carnage number 1. Let me share my screen. Whoops. There we go. Number 2, Maximum Carnage number 1. This one's interesting. This is a claim. This was a video game comic book, I think it was. Yeah, I remember seeing this around $80 to $100 again, and just thought, it's too expensive. And now it looks like very fine copies are now exceeding $350. Wow. I mean, it's a cool cover. And, now that the Carnage series is over, Absolute Carnage is over, maybe the prices will settle down a little bit. But, yeah, there's not very many of those for sale on eBay. I think there's only one. And it's an auction. Oh, there's another one. Oh, asking $850. That's in mint condition. $859 or best offer, free shipping. At least they're giving you the shipping for free. Yeah, so that's pretty low print run book. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a lot of money. So you got 6 days left on this auction, and it's at $61 with only 2 bids. So I'm going to bet that this is going to be over $500 for that book. I mean, it's a cool badass cover. Yeah, and this one has all kinds of spine ticks too. Look at that shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted 8 spine ticks with my naked eye. Might be able to count more if I had a magnifying glass. and a blunted corner. So this is probably a fine condition book. Oh, you got another color breaking tick at the corner with a bent corner. Little wrinkling that probably could be pressed out. Yeah, that's definitely that's a high, maybe high mid grade. That's maybe being generous. It's probably a mid grade copy. So if that sells for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, I think that's nuts. I don't know. That's just seems crazy to me. All right, so let's move on. So number 2, Maximum Carnage. Number 1, the Acclaim promo comic. Definitely a low print run book. Probably pretty hard to find. But there's probably an LCS out there right now with it in its back issue bin for $10. I'm sure there is. All the comic book shops out there, I guarantee there's at least a 1 or 2 out there in a back issue bin for $10 right now that someone just hasn't run across. Who knows? Number 1, Batman, number 89. This book just came out on Wednesday. It's at the top of the list. $30 for cover A, and the B is getting about the same. Shocking, right? Yeah, that's a little shocking. It seems like any character that is in a stone's throw of Joker does fairly well. I know the old man with the old Harley, that book went crazy for a little while. Same thing. If it's a new character, even though it's with Harley, it was basically just Harley at a different time stream. But anything associated with Joker is going to be kind of hot. So here's a auction with 25 bids at $29. It says case fresh copy. Case fresh. Do they come in cases? I don't understand what that means. Case fresh. He must be an old baseball card seller. The only time I remember hearing case, fresh from a new case or fresh from a brand new case, was always like when I was collecting baseball cards when I was 15 years old and wasted a lot of money doing that. I just remember that was always used. It's case fresh. So he's using a baseball term. I don't think that's a comic book term, case fresh. Comic books don't come in a case. They come in a bundle from Diamond, or a box. It should say box fresh, not case fresh. I don't know. I think that's funny. He's using the word case. Or maybe he bought it, put it in his case at his store, and he's taking it out of the case to sell it to you. It's case fresh. You better buy it. Get your hands on it now. I don't know. Can you sense the amount of sarcasm I'm utilizing tonight? Pouring it on pretty thick. All right. So you go get yourself a case fresh Batman 89. I'm not chasing that book. I did not get the A cover. I do have a B cover that I pre-ordered, a Tina cover, which was the cover that I liked. I missed out on the A cover, but it's okay. I'll live. 6 months from now, I'll probably be able to pick it up for under $10 is what I'm thinking. So we'll see. I've been doing this a while. I've seen this happen again and again. So Manny says he's got 1 out of the 10. So I'm going to guess. Manny, you've got the Hulk number 1. That's the one you have out of 10, right? Or did you get the Batman 89? I'll guess you have Hulk number 1 from 2008. Sean says, I haven't had the nerve to check out my 8 copies of Batman 89 for the airs yet. Don't want to even pull it out of the bag and board. Oh, come on, Sean. You got to pull it out and look. If you've got the air in one of those 8 copies, I expect you to put that thing on eBay, man. Get some hardcore money for that book and go out. And then I want to see you post what you did with what key book you bought with the proceeds of selling that air Batman 89 for. Because that's what I would love to see is somebody that says, you know, I listened to you, Justice. I had that damn air variant and I sold it for $600 on eBay. And I went and bought, you know, first appearance of whoever. I would love to hear that kind of story. So I just think long term, I think you're going to do better on printing air. I just don't know of any that really hold their value long term. I mean, there might be an example out there, but I think in general they don't. I mean, I bought that printing air of Spawn. What was it? Spawn 281 or 290, 291, 292, 291, I think. It was a black and white. It was only on the printing air was on the C cover. It was a black and white. It was on the black and white variant only, and it had like color inside the book. It was a printing air. I think I went out and paid like 20 or 25 bucks for it. And temporarily it went to like 45, 50. I think you can buy right now for like 15 bucks. So even right now, I'm losing money on that book. And I thought at the time I got a good deal on it. So I don't know. Sean's looking right now. All right, guys, this is going to be a first on Justice for Comics channel right now. Sean is going to be opening up, pulling out of his bag carefully. Hopefully he's got gloves on, his white padded gloves. He's going to pull out those 8 copies. He's going to open them up very carefully, and he's going to look for that printing air. And he will report back to us in the chat shortly whether he has one or not. So he's got 8 chances. He's got 8 copies. He's got a chance to get one of those, maybe. Maybe he's got 2. Maybe he's got 3 of them out of those 8. Who the hell knows? I don't know what the ratio. I don't think anyone knows what the ratio of getting that book is going to be, but maybe he has it. Who knows? We'll find out shortly if he has that printing air. What should we talk about next? I don't think I've got my cover price email yet. I'm going to check real quick and see. No, I don't see it on my email. Lately I've been getting that cover price email like sometimes late Sunday, which is weird. I'll go into some of my emails here. There's some cool covers. I'm going to recommend. There is a website that is still selling a hot book that right now on eBay is selling between $70 and $100, and you can buy it right now on this website for roughly, with shipping, it'll be around 29 bucks. So who's interested in finding out what that comic book is? And then we'll see how fast we can get it sold out. So right now I'm going to pull up my email. I might go back to CBR and look at what some of the news. Let's go to my email. Where are we going here? All right, 789 Comics. They're promoting some books that are coming out. They're saying, hey, you can pre-order these right now if you want to. There's a Fan Expo Delato cover of Spider-Woman. All black cover. Man, that's going to be tough to get in high grade. So the variant edition, Gabriel Delato, Fan Expo Dallas. I think that's coming up in the next month, right? I think that's in March. Trade dress for £12.50. So what's that? $15 US. Virgin variant for £23.95. So it's probably what, $25, $26 US. So they got a Delato cover of Spider-Woman. So they're relaunching Spider-Woman. Lots of covers. I have no idea if that book's going to be any good. I don't know who the writer is on that yet. But that is kind of a hot cover. I mean, I do like black covers. They're definitely condition sensitive. And you do have a lower print run. I don't know what the print run on that book is, but my guess is it'll be, trade dress will be 3,000, Virgin will be 1,000. If I had to guess, that's probably what it will be. There's going to be multiple sites selling this book, so 789 will probably have 300 or 400 allotted to them. And there'll be a couple other sites selling it as well. But if I had to guess, that's what it's going to be: 3,000 trade dress, 1,000 virgin. This is one that I did grab. I did pre-order this one. This is the Batman #1. So it's a reprint of Batman #1, which I don't think I have a reprint of that anyway. So I was like, that kind of appeals to me. Kind of read Batman #1 again from the 1940s. And you got a beautiful cover by Delato. That is one of my favorite covers. So there is an original of this cover. It was a French variant of Batman Superman #7. Not the latest. I think it was, I mean, that book's probably 2000. I'm going to say it was 2014, 15 when that came out originally. So you can buy this original cover. It was a French. You won't be able to read it unless you can read French. But that cover was originally on a French Superman Batman #7, which is, it's an expensive book. It's a $250 rare, raw copy. Most of them are graded now, so you're looking at grades between 9.4 to 9.8. 9.8's probably, $1,000, $800 to $1,000 book price range. But I love this cover. I just want it because I love the cover art. I want it in a nice Mylar, put it up on the wall eventually. I just think it's one of the best, probably one of my favorite covers by Delato. I mean, it's just, what's not to like about Batman going at it with Joker? I mean, just look at that cover. Holy crap. So you can get this for $44.95 pound, which is, I think it's around $50 US. So $50 plus shipping. It'll probably cost you $55. It's a black foil variant cover, so it's going to be fancy. It's going to be in a foil. It'll probably come high grade because it's in a foil. I just love that cover, though, man. I don't know if it's going to look exactly like the French variant or not, but they got my money. I'd rather spend $50 for that art than spend, several hundred for the French variant that I can't even read. So what else do we got here? This Wolverine #1, that's already come out, so this is kind of old news, but the C2E2 is premiering that Miko Suyan cover. He's a popular artist. That's homage to, what is that? Incredible Hulk 344? Is it 344? I think it's 344. I have one of those. I have a 344 and graded 8.5. When I sent it to CGC, I sent it a long time ago. I sent that book in probably 15 years ago to CGC. I thought for sure it was like a 9.4, at least a 9.4. It wasn't. It was an 8.5. Of course, I don't know. The standards of CGC have dropped so bad now. I bet if I broke the slab and sent it in, it'd probably come out at like a 9.2 at least. I'm just speculating on that, but I think it would. X-Men #7, you got a pretty cool Jay Anceletto cover. That's homage to Uncanny X-Men. Was it 140 or 141? 140, I think, if I had to guess. Yep, no, 141. I was wrong. 141. There it is. Homage cover. You've also got this Decorum #1 by Mike Crone. Mike Crome. Virgin variant, limited to only 500 worldwide. That's pretty low. It's a cool looking cover. She looks like Storm. First when I saw that, I was like, is that Storm? It looks like Storm, but I don't think it is. I think this is an Image book, so this is totally outside of the Marvel Universe. $17.95 pounds, so you're looking at about $20 with shipping. That'll probably be like $25. So that was kind of all that they had there from 789. I'm going to reveal the comic book shop in a second here, where you can get the cover that I think, well, right now it's selling on eBay between $70 and $100. It's a beautiful cover. In fact, it's my favorite cover so far of 2020. So you may want to pay attention to this. I think it's a great looking cover. It's one that you can buy considerably less than what it's selling for on eBay, or at least what they're asking for on eBay right now. Check in with the chat here. We got Chris. Chris is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Chris has messaged me many times on my videos, so I appreciate you hanging out with us. Yeah, Marcus, I probably should regrade that Hulk 340. I don't know. I just don't care about grading that much, though. I don't get hard-ons for high grade, for slab books. But it's probably at some point, if I was thinking about selling it, that'd be a good one to crack and try to get regraded, because I do think it would grade higher. All right. Sean says he met Miko and had him sign a Return of Wolverine #1, cover swipe of 181. Oh, I remember that book. I might have that book, in fact. I know I picked up one of those Return of Wolverine homages. I think it might have been that one. I'll have to look. Or you know what? No, I have the no, it wasn't that one. I've got the Marvel Zombies homage that I think was done by who did that art? Who was that artist? It might have been Cale No. I can't remember. It was a 181 homage, but I think it was Marvel Zombies #1. Dollar Bin Fodder's in the house. What's going on, my friend? All right, guys. So I'm going to now reveal the comic book that is selling or asking on eBay between $70 and $100, and you can buy it right now off this website for $30, shipped for $30, depending on your zip code. Maybe more if you live in Canada. Maybe it's going to cost you more. All right, so let me go to it. The website is Slab City Comics. They have a lot of variants here for sale. It's not this one. I do like that one by Inhook Lee. It's pretty cool. It's not the turtle one. It is this one, the Jenny Frison. I think it's Jenny Frison. It's the Mercy #1 Frison Virgin variant. They're only asking £17.95, so that's about $22 US. So I think with shipping, it's coming from the UK. For me, shipping and everything, it was like $29. So this cover, in my opinion, is unbelievably beautiful. The use of color, it's just stunning. This is my favorite cover so far for the year, is the Jenny Frison. And I don't like every Frison cover. I mean, I'm not some huge Jenny Frison fan that I buy everything she does. I don't. I think she's got some good covers here and there. Some of her Wonder Woman covers are good. Some of them I don't think are that great. This one is stunning. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And you can buy it right now for £17.95. So it'll, for me, it cost me with shipping like $29. So if I go to eBay right now, again, this is Slab City Comics. If I go on eBay right now and I type in Mercy #1 Frison, right? There's one asking 65, another one asking 85, another one asking 70, 100. There's a buy it now for 51, but $10 shipping, so you're at $60. So the cheapest I could find on eBay basically was $60, right? 65, maybe with shipping $70. So $70 seems to be the cheapest. And you can get it right now. Because you watched my channel, you can go on Slab City Comics right now and buy it for $29. To me, that seems like a no-brainer. I don't know. That's what I would recommend you do. If you don't have that cover, I don't know if you're interested in. I mean, I bought it just because I don't have no idea if the book's going to be good, if the writing's going to be good. It's Andolfo, I think, is the artist on the interior, but that Frison cover is just absolute fire. It's my favorite cover of the year so far. So that's the one I would recommend getting if if you like awesome cover artwork and you like that, if it appeals to you. $30. And everyone else is asking $70 for it on eBay. There's only 5 listings. That seems like a no-brainer to me. All right, so that's my recommendation of the night is the Ginny Frizen Mercy #1 cover. I just think it's awesome. And I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. That's one of the covers I thought was worth taking a look at. I know there's a lot of, I think there's a ton of covers for this Mercy #1. So if I type in variants, all kinds of stuff comes up. You got the Inhook Lee, which is about $25, free shipping. You got this Natalie Sanders one that I've talked about on one of my streams. It definitely looks like, what's that actress? Eva Mendes. She's a hot Spanish Latin chick. I think she's married to Ryan Gosling. It looks just like her. I almost think like Natalie Sanders took a picture of Eva Mendez's face and just like traced it. It looks just like her. I know it doesn't have the mole. Doesn't she have like a mole by her mouth or something? So it's missing the mole, but man, it looks just like her face. The eyes, definitely the eyes. I know she's got blonde hair, but definitely the face. It's really the lips, right? Eva, she's got great lips, no doubt about it. Eva Mendes has great lips. So that is a fire hot cover. $31. Yeah, that's about right. I think I paid $25 plus shipping, so maybe I'm getting mine for like just under $30. But I pre-ordered that through a couple sites. This is another one. I know my good friend Marcus picked up a bunch of these. This also sold out. I never heard of this artist either. Sun Kumanki. Kamanaki. I can't. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm the worst at pronunciation. Like, I can pronounce Smith and Johnson. That's about it. And barely my own name. But, man, that's a tough name. Kumanaki. I don't know. So it's an ECC exclusive. So that's going to be a Comic-Con variant that will be coming out. They're pre-selling these. You can pick that up right now on eBay for about $40. I believe they were asking originally $20 for those, and they sold out on whatever site they had them on for $20. They're gone. So you can't really get it for $20 anymore, but it looks like you can get it on eBay for about $40 with shipping. There's a nice Art Germ one, but you don't have to go crazy. This will be available everywhere. It's a normally printed, I think it's like a B cover, so it won't be hard to find that one. It's not limited print run or anything. There's also a really cool looking Anceletto cover. I don't normally think his artwork's all that fantastic, but this one's really nice. I like the black and white of it. It just has a cool look to it. I don't know. I like that. But there's so many covers. Look how many different covers there are. There's another one. This is another Virgin exclusive. Jonathan Glapion. I never heard of him, but that's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool cover. It's just crazy. But again, I think the one to get, in my opinion, is the Frizen one. There's also a Stephanie Hans Virgin that's limited to 500. Stephanie Hans is good too. I like that. It's cool. It's definitely a nice cover. But yeah, I just think the Frizen one is really, really nice. Mirka and Dolfo is the artist that's doing the interior artwork, and obviously very good art. That's pretty cool. And there's also a teaser variant limited to 500. So there's probably 12 different covers. That one's cool too. I like that one. That's kind of cool. But the Frizen one is just, it's just fire. Yeah, it says it's limited to 500. So there's only 500 of these available. I don't know how many Slab Comics has, Slab City Comics has, but most of the sites are sold out on this. I know there was 2 or 3 online stores, and they sold out within a day or two. So I don't know how Slab City still has them, but I would imagine after my stream tonight, they'll be sold out. If even maybe just a few of you buy it, it'll probably be gone. if I had to guess. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Thought I would highlight that. All right, let me go back to the chat here. Sean says, check out Frizon work on Faithless covers. I will have to do that. Very cool. Yeah, there's a ton of Mercy covers. 6 or 7 just from Image, yeah. The permanent's going to be high on that book, so I don't expect that book to explode in value, but I think that Frizon cover is the one that's going to be the one that everybody wants, if I had to guess. RB3 says, yeah, he likes that Komanki. He's got 5 of them coming. Nice. That's a good amount. All right, guys, I'm going to go refill my bourbon. I'll be right back. I need to keep my belly warm. It's a little cool out here, and that's the only way I can really do it. So I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to refill my drink, and I'll be right back with you. All right, everybody, I'm back. I got one of these dorky lighters from my. I'm gonna try to relight my my Kuba because my torch lighter is just not working well. I'm gonna see if I can burn the shit out of this. It's too windy out here. That's the problem. My good lighter I left in my golf cart at the golf course the other day, so I'm kind of using crap lighters. I have to go buy another lighter. I keep buying these lighters and I don't take good care of them, and they end up breaking on me. All right, so no more cigars tonight. I think I'm done with cigars. We're just gonna do whiskey or bourbon rather. All right. RBC says, yeah, that's an ECC exclusive. I'd kind of agree with you, Dollar Bin. It's not really a spec book; it's a PC book. I agree. I'm buying those covers because I love the art. I don't really want to sell them, but I think it's a good incentive though. If you can buy a book for $30 that other people think are worth 70 to 80, and you can get it for $30, and you like it. Importantly, if you don't like it, don't buy it. That's rule number 1. And if you don't love the art, don't bother with it. I agree with that. Use your stove. Yeah, that's right. I could use my stove as my last resort. That's funny. Okay, so let me show you guys. I'll show some books I got in the mail. Maybe I'll do that next. And I can show you some cool stuff. leave one of the old ones last. So I did get these red Sonyas in the mail. I mean, I got one of these a few weeks ago, so I've probably shown this one already. But Red Sonja, Age of Chaos, #1. That's the Kale No variant. Just a beautiful looking cover. It's one of my favorite covers that he's done. I just love it. The action is just well drawn. A lot of good detail in that cover. It's a virgin cover. Yeah, I think this was only like $20. It wasn't too expensive. I just really like that. Just beautiful artwork. So that's #1. I also got #2, also done by Kale No. If you're an ass man, you might like this book a little. You might like this cover a little bit more. You know, it's got the chaos and blood in the background, which is kind of cool. I think these were both limited to like 500 copies. I think they're still available for sale. I think they still go for about $20 to $25. They're not super expensive. I love this art by Kale No though. He's a Filipino artist. I've been talking about him for a while. I just really like. I don't like every cover he does, but man, once in a while you could tell like he spent some time really, developing the art on that particular cover. So this one is just beautiful. I love it. So I got that. Oh yeah, I said I went down to Brandon today. I picked up my Kill Lock #1. I pre-ordered that from Wayne. He was really nice to save that for me, so I went finally down there and grabbed it. Artwork in this looks beautiful. I mean, I love the. In fact, I'll kind of show you what the artwork looks like inside. I haven't read it yet. I haven't had time to read it yet, but the art looks amazing. Livio, he's another Italian guy. Livio Ramondelli. But, I mean, you guys can see. Just beautiful artwork. I mean, the artwork is phenomenal in this book. It's just crazy good. I mean, look at this. Look at this page. Full splash page. I mean, look at that. I love the art in this book. So, I don't know if the story's any good or not. I mean, hopefully the story's decent, but God damn, the art is so good. Look at this. Look at this page. All right? I mean, look at that. Holy crap. I mean, this is some unbelievable stuff. I don't know. Kill Lock #1. I highly recommend it. I think the art in it is absolutely amazing. I think the cover could have been better. I mean, the cover does not do the justice of the inside of it. I mean, they should have used one of the panels from the inside of this book to do the cover. That's the only criticism I have of this, is the cover is just like, meh. I mean, it doesn't sell the book. If they had just used one of these panels for the cover, I think this would be a super hot book right now. I mean, it's all about presentation, isn't it? I don't know. Just to me, the inside of that book is phenomenal. The artwork is amazing. All right. Next, we have Red Sonja, Age of Chaos #2. This is a 1 in 60 ratio variant. So this was for sale in Midtown for $42. I had a feeling. I didn't buy it on Midtown. I said, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a couple weeks and see if the price drops, if I can get it on eBay cheaper. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Delato, a 1 in 60 variant of #2. I got this for $20 plus shipping, so the total was $25 shipped. I love this. It's a 1 in 60. It's a fairly rare book. It's an issue #2, so the print run on #2 is going to be lower than #1. I just love this cover though. It's actually a reused cover. He did this before. If you type in Delato Red Sonja, there'll be another cover that comes up. There was I think it was Dynamite Entertainment Red Sonja issue #7 or something like that. I know that he basically reused this art, which I'm fine with. I mean, I just think that the presentation of it's just awesome. I like the icon, the border. It's just beautiful. So $25. That, to me, it's well worth it. 1 in 60. So I know that the print run on that's not super high. Just a nice looking book. All right. Yeah, the Red Sonjas are hot, no doubt about it. Yeah, Frizen, Red Sonja, and Vampirilla. Yep, those books have been going up, no doubt about it. People love art, man. I mean, that's a major aspect of this collecting, right? Is the art. if the art wasn't good, no one would buy comic books. So it's a major part of why comic books go up in value for sure. All right, my last book here is an old book, and it was an auction. And one of the reasons I think I got it was because the auction was ending very late at night. I think it ended like either at midnight or maybe 1 a.m. in the morning. So I was one of those guys that sets the timer, wakes me up. Oh yeah, I wake myself up a minute before the auction ends, and I go in there and I bid on it. And I win it. I'm one of these guys. I snipe it right at like 2 seconds. I throw my bid in there, and I got a beautiful, beautiful copy of Incredible Hulk 162. This is the first Wendigo, and I'm telling you, this book. The only flaw on this book is there's 3 very small color breaking spine ticks all in one spot, basically. I don't know if you can see them. I'll kind of get in here. Yeah, right there. Right? Those three color breaking spine ticks. And that's it. I mean, the book, other than that, I mean, so it's if I had to put a conservative grade on this book, it's either a 9.0 or a 9.2. I'm sure somebody out there would say it's a 9.4, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to conservatively say 9.0 or 9.2. But this is an older book. It's a 20 center. It's the first appearance of Wendigo, and the colors on this book are beautiful. I mean, this thing was preserved well. I mean, it was not, it was kept in a box. It was never exposed to sunlight. The pages are very white, very crisp. Other than those 3 spine ticks, this thing would have been a 9.6 to 9.8 all day long. So, I mean, edges, all the corners are sharp. Just absolutely beautiful. No spine roll. It's just that one little section. There's like 3 little spine ticks, which are not even that visible. You have to actually kind of, because the book, the way the art is, it kind of blends into it. So it's not real obvious. Thank God it's on a black cover. Dude, that's the problem with black covers is the flaws are just a lot more visible, a lot more apparent. But man, when you first look at this book, you look at it and go, hey, this is like a 9.6 or 9.8. I'm like, nah. If you look right over here, there's 3 little spine ticks. So 9.2, 9.0 is what I would put it at. But just a great book to have. I like Wendigo. I think he's a cool character. It's one of those characters that continues to show up in X-Men books. He's always fighting Hulk. He's always fighting Wolverine. It's kind of a cool character to have the first appearance of. So yeah, that's one that I had my eye on for a little while and was kind of waiting. I mean, I got that book shipped and everything for like $60, and I've seen that book in lower grades sell over $100. So I didn't just get a good deal. I got a great deal on that book. So I think I paid like 60, maybe with shipping was $65. But I've seen that book in lower grade on eBay sell for well over $100. So, if you've got a 9.4, 9.6 graded, that's going to be $300, $400, $500 book. It's not a major character or anything like that, but Wendigo's a cool character. Basically, it's a Sasquatch character. I don't know. I just think it's a cool one to have in the collection. I don't have a lot of Incredible Hulk comic books in my collection, so slowly starting to add a few here and there where I can find great deals. But yeah, that's just one that I thought was worth getting, and thought I'd show it off to everybody, see what you thought of it. Yeah, Sean, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful copy. I mean, I wanted one that just presented really well in a Mylar, and just it I want it to. So when someone comes and looks at this book, like if I have friends over and I show them a comic book, when they first look at it, they go, "Man, this thing's like mint." I go, "Nah, it's not mint." I mean, I want to almost fool people, like, "Hey, it's a mint book," but it's not. That's to me, that's a big win if I can get a book that looks like that. Dollar Bin, see, Dollar Bin knows what's going on. 9.8 over $4,000. Yeah, that's probably a real tough to find a 9.8 though. Holy crap! I wonder what a 9.2. I mean, I think conservatively it would grade at 9.2. So let's see what a 9.2 would sell for. See if there's any out there. I don't know if that's a book that people get graded a lot though. Let's just see. So there's a 9.2 asking $400. My comic book shop is asking $400 for a 9.2. And I think that's the only 9.2 for sale. There's a 9.6 for sale for $775. I know I don't have a 9.6, but I think it would grade at a 9.2. So that's a $400 book that I paid $65 for. Now let's see what a 9.0 would bring, because let's say I'm being a little too generous on that grading, and it would grade at a 9.0. There's somebody asking starting bid at $900. Jesus. Is that the only 9.0? Yeah, that's the only 9.0. There's not a lot of graded copies of this book on eBay right now. There's an 8.0 asking $300 with off-white pages. Mine's not off-white. I can tell you right now. My book has definitely got white pages. It's very, very. It was definitely in a comic book box forever. There's a 7.5 for $139. That's probably a good deal. 7.5 is still a good grade. Yeah, I only see one 9.0 on eBay. I'll share my screen. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, there's just somebody's got like a starting bid auction at $900. Obviously, if no one's bidding, he's asking too much. Obviously, especially if I can go buy a 9.2 for cheaper. Let's see what an 8.5 would be at. Let's see if there's an 8.5 for sale. 8.5. There's that 9.6. 8.0 for $300. First Rocket Raccoon, 8.5 for $140. There's a 7.5 off-white to white. Yeah, so maybe worst case mine would be off-white to white. I think it still would be white pages, but it might be off-white. I don't know. Even off-white to white. So 7.5 at $140. I definitely got it cheaper than that, and I know it's higher than a 7.5. There's a 4.0 for $65. I know mine's not a 4.0. Mine's way higher than a 4.0. So again, I think some of the best deals that you guys can find. There's a 9.6 for $650. 7.0 auction. 6 days left at starting bid 20. No one's bid yet on it. There's an 8.0, no bids, starting bid 149. Yeah, there's that 9.2. There's a 5.0. Buy it now for 70. Yeah, that seems to be it. There's an 8.0 for 700. 9.4. Yeah, I mean, I don't think mine would grade at a 9.4, but man, 9.4 for $900. It's crazy. There's 9.0 for 500. Oh, that's a UK edition. I don't know if people want UK. I don't know if they would sell it the same. Some people want the US copy. That's it. There's not a lot of there's probably a low census on those books. I mean, I don't know if there's enough people wanting to get that graded, but I mean, even if I'm at an 8.0, somebody's asking $300 for an 8.0, and I'm pretty sure mine would grade higher than an 8.0. I mean, I do think it would be 9 or 9.2, but that's where I think there's some really good value is just going in and taking your time, find a book that you really are interested in buying, And don't just go out and buy it, the first one you see. I mean, really look at the books, look at the pictures real closely. I mean, a lot of people now, they will they will do scans of the book so that you can zoom in, like almost like you're right there looking at the book, right? You can zoom in and kind of see almost every little flaw on the book. So that's the kind of seller I would buy from, is someone who gives you very, very good pictures. And if he doesn't give you good pictures, email him and say, hey, can you send me a couple more pictures? I'd like to see that one corner. Most of them, will do that. If you see a seller that has a book like at a distance, it's a little fuzzy, there's only one picture, either that person's a big time amateur on selling on eBay, or there's probably more wrong with that book and they don't want to make it very apparent. So, you do have to be cautious, but a lot of this is common sense. I mean, if you're buying a raw book, look at the pictures real closely. If the seller completely misrepresents the condition of the book, eBay is on your side. You can ask for a refund. And again, you want to buy from people that offer free returns. Most sellers do, especially power sellers, top rated seller. You want to try to buy from them. So I look at all those things first, and then I start looking at the book, because then I know that, if there's something wrong, I got a way to sort of get my money back, or, recover if I feel like I've been taken. Let me go back to the chat here. Figure $349 for the markup. Yeah, there you go. Sean says, yeah, sometimes I think the little ticks give personality, especially with the older books, because you're never going to have perfect ones on those. Yeah, I mean, you could, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. There are perfect condition books out there. I mean, they're rare, especially the older the book is, the harder it is to find. Dollarben says 8.0 CGC 180 with off-white page quality sold for 180 plus shipping in January. Yeah, that's a good price for a 180. Yeah, that book was undervalued. I mean, that's another book I should have bought like a year ago. I kind of thought about buying that book, and so Marcus and I have talked about it. Our focus this year is to try to spend a little less money on these variant covers. Of course, I just promoted one, but for the most part, we're trying to focus more on looking for these older books, Bronze Age raw copies that are, anywhere from $50 to $100 that have maybe some keys to it. That's the kind of thing that Marcus and I are focused on, and a little less on the variants if we can. I mean, if we fall in love, like the Frizen cover, I couldn't help myself. I had to buy that. I just think that's unbelievably good. Dollarben says 9.2 CGC old label white pages sold for $200 December 5th. Seller from Canada. That's a good price for a 9.2. I'm assuming you're talking about still 162, Hulk 162. Yeah, 9.6 sold for $747. Nice. So it's one of those books that I think you can find a raw copy affordably. It's not, again, I got it for $65. I'm very happy with that price, and I love the book. I don't intend to get it graded. I'm not looking to flip it. I would say if I was going to sell a book, I would get it CGC graded to try to optimize the price. Especially if I felt I had a pretty high grade book, something like that. But for me, for my personal collection, I'm very happy with just buying books that are in high grade, that I love, that are eye appealing, that have that eye appeal that I look for. And I don't really intend to ever grade them. I probably will never grade them. So I've got probably less than 25 books graded in my whole collection, which is, that's pretty low for someone that has almost 7,000 comic books. RB3 says Thor #6 cover release. There's a 1 in 50 Delato ratio. Ooh. RB3, is that on eBay, or where can I find that? Let me see. Thor #6, 1 in 50. It doesn't look like it's on eBay yet, right? So I wonder if it's on like Google Images, maybe. Google Images. Thor #6, 1 in 50. I'll type in Delato. Maybe that'll help pull it up. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it. Hey, RB3, if you have an image of it, can you shoot that over to me on Instagram? I don't think it's maybe that they haven't put it on the Google Images yet. They haven't issued. Usually I do my May previews through Midtown. I don't think they've come out with those yet. Let me just see. No, they still have March. So it'll be previews for April, which will be May books, right? So don't think they have that out yet. I would love to see what that looks like, because I love Delato. I mean, I'm a big Delato fan. It's probably a book I'll buy if I can get it. Midtown will be what, 1 in 50s are usually like what, $42. And if there's something major going on in that book, which with Donny Cates you never know, that could be a good book to spec on too. But I don't know. That may be something to look for. Luis Ramirez, what's going on, my friend? I think he's new to the chat. Thank you for joining in. Dollar Bin Fodder, man, he's a pro. 12,000 books with 7,500 keys. 207 slab books. Yeah, man, I'm nowhere near your level. I'm a total amateur, man, compared to you. I have 7,000 comic books. If I had to guess how many keys I have, I got to have at least 1,000. I don't know. Maybe 1,000. But yeah, I don't have anywhere near that level. That's high end, my friend. No, Diamond just posted on my Instagram. The Delato hasn't been released, just the the Delato hasn't been released, just the regular cover. Okay. So that's kind of common. A lot of times you won't. So RB3 just messaged me on Instagram, and he sent me the regular cover. That's by Copial, I believe. Yeah. All right. That's why usually if it's on Diamond, it'll be on Google Images. Usually somebody throws it on there real quick. But yeah, I like that regular cover. Looks cool. Let me pull that up. Go to my Instagram. Go to RB3's page. There you go, RB3. I'm promoting you, my friend. Oh, that's not you, is it? You're not what is that? A biology student from Asia? You're not. That's not you, is it? It's probably RB3 Comics. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I like that cover. I mean, I like the regular cover. I'll pick up the regular cover too. I like that Copial cover. It's beautiful. It's amazing what they can do with color these days. It's all it's digital. It's just Kirby would have pissed himself if he could see the way they could do color. Imagine the covers Kirby could have done if he had the ability to do a color like that. I mean, the coloring on that is amazing. Look at that. I mean, the effect of the glare off of the hammer. It's amazing. That's awesome. I love that cover. Yeah, Thor's been a good run, man. I've been collecting it. I don't think I have the variants. I've just been kind of collecting the A covers right now, but it's definitely a hot book, no doubt about it. All right, we got some love here. Comic Book Genius 713. Hey, Justice, thanks for the heads up on Hellrisen. Got 10 copies for Wednesday. Holy shit, 10. Woo, man, you're going to be making some money on those, buddy. I bet that book out of the gate is $25, $30, maybe more. Again, first full appearance is probably going to be more desirable than the cameo. A lot of examples of that. Carnage comes to mind, right? Carnage's first full is 361. Cameo, I have his cameo as well. No one cares about the cameo. It's still like a $20, $30 book. But yeah, that's what I've been saying. I think Hell Arisen #3 is going to be the book you want to have. So I've got 3 copies reserved. I've got 2 A covers on my pull list, and I pre-ordered the Federici cover because I love Federici. And I had no idea that was going to be a key book. I love Federici, so I pre-ordered that book. Obviously, if I knew it was going to be a hot book, I would have pre-ordered a lot more. But yeah, that's going to be a hot book, no doubt about it. I'll have to hit up RB3. Maybe RB3 has 50 of them coming to him, since he has the direct line to Diamond. I was at the Comics Club, so check out. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Wayne from Comics Club, the Comics Club. He's in Bradenton, Florida. He's got a shop, and he was telling me today that he had ordered 10 or 15 copies from Diamond of Hell Arisen #3, and they just told him, "Sorry, we don't have them. We can't ship them to you." So he's not getting any of his order that he pre-ordered from Diamond. And, he basically said, yeah, he goes, that's kind of what Diamond does. If there's a hot book, they're going to allocate towards the shops that obviously do the most business with Diamond. And, that's capitalism, man. I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. I grew up in Naples, Florida, in this small little sleepy town, and there was one comic book shop. And dude, the guy that ran that shop looked just like the guy from Simpsons, the long hair, the ponytail, big belly, shirt with a stain on it. I mean, literally, it's almost like Matt Groening was in Naples, went to that comic book shop, saw that guy, and said, "I'm going to write a character." It's exactly what he looked like. And he talked just like him too. He was always like, I mean, he obviously was a stoner. He smoked a lot of weed. But the guy was fun to talk to. I mean, he was always very interactive, and he would tell me about Diamond. Oh, they're screwing me again. They're not giving me my books because I've got this little shop. And of course, he's in Naples. He doesn't have 1,000 pull lists or anything like that. He's this little shop in Naples, Florida, where there's not that many young people to begin with. So yeah, he would tell me over and over again. And this was back in the early 90s, probably 91, 92, 93, how he was getting screwed by Diamond. And I heard it today from another shop owner in 2020. So it doesn't sound like much has changed in all those years. But yeah, it's interesting. But RB3, man, yeah, man, if you can get more, if you've got a lifeline to Diamond to get those Hell Arisen books, man, that's the way to go. No doubt about it. Sean said he was able to grab that premiere variant of Thor #1. That's an awesome book. Beautiful. He goes, no, yeah, you're pulling my leg, you bastard. You got 1 copy. He didn't know about it. There, I was giving you praise, man. I thought you got 10 copies of that shit. You only got 1. That's pretty funny. Or what did you say? 26 copies? What did you say you got? I think you said you got like 26 copies. Yeah. I should have known you were pulling my leg. So I should feel good about getting 3 copies of that book then, huh? Two on my pull list and 1 pre-order. Not bad. Oh, Sean said he grew up in Fort Myers. Oh yeah, I used to go to Fort Myers quite a bit. Nice little town. Naples is a little nicer than Fort Myers, but Fort Myers was more of a little bit better place to party back in the day. Although Naples now they've got they've got a lot more clubs and shit going on there than when I was a kid, that's for sure. But yeah, Fort Myers is, if you wanted to really party, that's where you go, is Fort Myers, Florida. All right. Let's go check out CBR. So there's some news here. Suicide Squad. James Gunn reveals a lot of characters will die. They like to kill off people, obviously. Yeah, I feel like that Suicide Squad movie didn't kill off. They only killed off what? They killed off the fire guy. What was his name? Diablo. Right? They killed him off. They killed that Indian guy. What was his name? He would climb. Yeah, I don't know. He's able to climb shit. I don't know. They only killed like two of the characters off. Yeah, I feel like they should have killed way more. They should have like 3 or 4 of them killed just with the brain bombs. But Gunn's tweeting here that well, a lot of the cast members don't make it to the end. But we don't shoot an order, and the ending has already been shot, so you'll have to wait and see who survives. Pretty sure Harley's going to survive. They won't kill her off. She's too valuable a commodity to the DC universe. Is Deadshot? I mean, obviously Will Smith's not playing Deadshot, is he? I don't know if Deadshot's going to be in the movie. That might be a good one to kill off. In fact, that's what I would do. I would have Will Smith in the movie, not tell anybody he's going to be in the movie, and like the All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry, my my computer just flipped out on me. I didn't realize my charge was that low. Something happened. I don't know. Sorry about that. Let me make sure everybody is still in the chat. All right. RB3 says there's a second print of Hell Arisen #3, but no first copy. Oh, RB3 meant 26 copies at Batman 89. Wow, that's pretty good. You're making some money on that, that's for sure. Yeah, radio check. Yeah, guys, sorry. I don't know. I think I didn't realize my battery was that low on my laptop, but I just plugged in. It says I'm at 23%, so I don't know why it even shut off. It still says I have 23%. That's weird. All right. No, there's a new actor that took Will Smith's place. Yeah, see, I think that would have been better if they kept Will Smith in, but then like just killed him off in the beginning of the movie. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm inside now. It's getting too damn cold out there, and my cigar, I couldn't get that cigar lit. I was telling everybody earlier in the chat that I have a really good lighter that works. You know, it's pretty consistent. And I went golfing on Friday with a buddy, and I think I left it in the golf cart. So I have to get a new lighter, obviously. The other lighters I have, they're all shit. They don't work very well. All right, guys. So we looked at Suicide Squad. Let me share my screen again. So James Gunn is basically saying, yeah, we're going to kill off a lot of the characters. Only a few of them are going to make it to the end. So obviously, he's not going to tell you which ones make it. Let's go back to the comic news. All right, Wolverine #1. I haven't read that book yet. They reveal the true power of Logan's healing factor. I'm going to have to look at that. I have not read that issue. I've got it coming, I believe, this week. I think I get my order on Wednesday or Thursday. So I haven't read Wolverine #1 yet. You're the villain. Lex Luthor gets help from an unlikely ally. Yeah, man, these Perilla covers are freaking awesome. I love them. So DC, there's a lot going on with this You're the Villain. Lex Luthor, he's been making deals with everybody. That Justice League, and I was reading Justice League, and it kind of, I don't know, it was that Perpetua just never really went anywhere. I don't know. It just seemed like it fell flat. So I've seen a lot of people on different YouTubers, a lot of people have been dropping Justice League. So I wonder what, I don't know what they're going to do there. They're going to have to revitalize that thing. But it says here, DC's preview of You're the Villain, Hell Arisen #3 picks up following the revelation with Lex at the mercy of the newly infected. However, Apex Lex as an unlikely villain appears just in time to save him, the Joker. So obviously they're going to be using the Joker quite a bit through the Batman series. I think at least through '94, Joker's going to be heavily in Batman. And obviously, Hell Arisen, he's going to be a major character in that series. So DC's up in their game. I mean, there's some good stuff coming from DC. For me, Marvel, Daredevil #17, there's some buzz on that book right now. Like if I go on eBay right now, there's some people trying to take advantage of it. Daredevil 17. This is, I guess they have a preview of Strange Academy in that book. So there's a couple people trying to get $30 for the book. I don't know I don't think that's worth buying $30, but there's still people selling it. Buy it now for $4 plus $4 shipping. So you may want to pull just an extra copy of Daredevil #17. Daredevil's been a great run. I mean, Chip Zdarsky's done a great job in writing that book. It's probably my go-to Marvel book. When I do my pre-orders every month, I make sure there's really only 3 books, maybe 4 books now that I know I'm going to pre-order every month. I'm going to pre-order Daredevil. I'm going to pre-order Immortal Hulk. I'm going to pre-order Thor because of Donny Cates and Venom because of Donny Cates. So there's basically 4 titles every month from Marvel I know I'm going to order, and Daredevil's one of them. I don't like Amazing Spider-Man. I've not been ordering a Spider-Man book in a long time. Doctor Strange. I mean, I was collecting that run that Donny Cates did. I thought it was pretty good, and then I started collecting. Who's the other writer that came on Doctor Strange? I can't remember now. Or was it Orlando? No, it wasn't Orlando. Somebody else. But really, there's only like 4 books from Marvel that I like. I've got to buy those books: Daredevil, Immortal Hulk, Thor, and Venom. X-Men. I mean, I've been collecting the X-Men here and there. I think I've got the first 5 issues. I don't know if I'm going to continue with X-Men, but obviously, the House of X, Powers of X, the Hickman run was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good read. But some of the titles, Fallen Angels, the first issue was okay. It just kind of fell for me. I don't know. I tried collecting a couple of the offshoots from House of X and Powers of X, and I think X-Men was the only one that I kind of stuck with a little bit longer. But that's it, man. 4 books. I mean, those are the only 4 books from Marvel that I feel like I've got to buy. Does anybody agree with me? Are those the books that you're after from Marvel? Sean says DC needs Fahey to help continuity. I'd probably agree with that. DC Black Labels. Yeah, I mean, I've been collecting. Some of the Joe Hill stuff's been pretty good. Basket Full of Heads, I've been collecting. Dollhouse has been pretty good. I do like horror comic books, so Joe Hill's, he's the guy doing Lock and Key. So right now on Netflix, you got Lock and Key. That's Joe Hill. That's Stephen King's son. He's making a name for himself. I mean, he's kind of making his own way in the horror genre. He's definitely got some talent. Yeah, man, you're right. Dan Didio, that was news. What was it, yesterday or Friday? I think Friday or Thursday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. They did announce that. I did see that on the news wires. That Dan Didio. So he was very much involved in the success of the Marvel films. He was there when Iron Man. Really, you can look at the success of Marvel with their movies with the first Iron Man, right? John Favreau, director. Dan Didio was imperative in getting Robert Downey Jr. signed, and he went out on a limb to get Robert Downey Jr. Remember, this is right after Robert Downey Jr. had all these drug problems. No one would give him a job. I mean, he wasn't getting a lot of acting gigs. He even appeared on like Ally McBeal for a little while. I mean, he was not getting a lot of work because he had a major drug problem, and movie studios don't want to sign an actor that has problems like that. Especially with him, he was getting arrested all the time. So Dan Didio was one of those guys that really kind of launched the Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I don't know if people are worried that, where is it going to go now that Dan Didio's gone? But yeah, he was definitely a major part of the success of those early Marvel films. He was a big proponent of the fact that, hey, these aren't just comic book characters. These are real stories that need to be told. So he definitely deserves some credit for helping the Marvel universe get launched. Yeah, Lex Luthor. Yeah, I mean, the guy that I didn't really care for, what's his name that played the guy that played Mark Zuckerberg. Can't remember his damn name, that actor. I mean, he's a good actor, but yeah, he seemed just a little too frail. Lex Luthor is like, in the comic books, is kind of like, he's the accomplished man, right? He's super intelligent. He's strong. He's a fantastic businessman. The guy that played him in that DC Batman Superman, the guy that played Mark Zuckerberg, I can't remember his name. He just didn't have that cachet that he needed. Yeah, I agree with you. They need to find somebody. I mean, who would play a Lex Luthor today? I mean, you'd have to have him bald, right, for the most part. Maybe you could use who am I thinking of? Yeah, maybe you could use what's that actor that played Vivi Barbarino? God damn, I can't remember his name now. He's bald. John, am I thinking of? I got to look it up because I'm a fool. Why can't I think of his name? He was in Pulp Fiction. What was he in Pulp Fiction? God, John Travolta. Why couldn't I think of his last name? Jesus Christ. John Travolta. Yeah, maybe they should use John Travolta as Lex Luthor. I don't know. They need to find somebody dynamic that could play a real good evil. How about Nicolas Cage? Bald. I mean, he's almost bald anyway, Nicolas Cage. Why don't they use him for Lex Luthor? He could play a good Lex Luthor. Kind of maybe get him a little bulked up a little bit. I don't know. Hey, 1 second, guys. I'm going to pause my TV. I forgot I left my TV on. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had some noise in the background. I need to get rid of it. So yeah, there is an article. Comic book industry reacts to Dan Didio's DC departure. He's left his role as co-publisher. The circumstances surrounding his departure remain unknown. The writers and artists, titans of the industry, took to social media to voice their support for the famed co-publisher. Everyone from Gail Simone to Brian Michael Bendis voiced shared messages of gratitude and shared stories of how Didio had inspired them or aided them in their careers during his time as co-publisher. Simone wrote that though she and Didio disagreed a lot, she liked him. He did a lot that others took credit for. And he thinks, and when things went bad, they can't write here, when things went bad, he often took the blame he didn't deserve. All right. Well, first of all, I don't like Gail Simone. I think her writing is mediocre at best. She's one of those SJW warriors. So she believes we need to promote a character that no one's interested in just because they're female or they're a female lesbian that's overweight. That's the type of person that Gail Simone is. So I don't think much of her. Michael Bendis, this guy writes way too much dialogue. Look at Superman right now. I tried to get into Superman. I collected the first 5, 6, 7 issues of Superman. I love Superman as a character, and Bendis he was terrible. I couldn't get into it. I dropped the book. I thought Naomi was okay. I thought it was one of the best things he's written in a long time. But man, it's like he just can't. He's his own worst enemy, Bendis. It's like he starts off with a good premise and then he finds a way to destroy it. I don't care for either of those two writers. Jerry Conway, I kind of like. He's a decent writer. Lemire, definitely I like. I think he's a fantastic writer. He is definitely one of my favorite writers today. If you don't believe me, pick up Gideon Falls, Black Hammer series. He's an excellent writer. But yeah, Didio, he had a lot of people didn't like him. He had a lot of people that did, but he definitely, I think where he helped DC. Did I say Marvel? I said Marvel earlier, didn't I? God damn it. He left DC. I meant DC, not Marvel. He was pivotal in getting DC into the movie universe. That's what I meant to say, not Marvel. But yeah, Didio definitely had an impact at DC. It's interesting they mentioned Rob Liefeld. Liefeld has been very critical of DC in the last few years. So I know they tried to form some relationship with him, but I don't know. Liefeld's one of those guys he's very tough to deal with. It sounds like, anyways. At least that's what everybody says. So who could be Lex Luthor? Bryan Cranston. That's a good pick. Yeah, Cranston's a great actor. He could be a good. I didn't even think about him. He'd be a very good Lex Luthor. Sean, I kind of agree with you. Bruce Willis. Yeah, Bruce Willis is a little bit of a lowbrow character. Bruce Willis doesn't come off as the most intelligent guy. So I'd have to disagree with you, Zach, on Bruce Willis. I think Bryan Cranston would be a better pick. He looks good bald. I think he has that evil, sinister feel to him as well. So I would agree Bryan Cranston would be the guy I would go with over Bruce Willis. Michael Keaton. Yeah, Michael Keaton could be good. He's bald. He's bald at this point. That'd be funny. He played Batman, and now he's going to play Lex Luthor. That could be an interesting take. Keaton's a great actor. He gets very intense. I think that would be cool. Manny agrees with me. Bryan Cranston could be a good Lex. Yeah, no doubt about it. SJW killed the Vertigo line. And Vertigo that was a line of comic books where, man, 100 bullets. trying to think a lot of the books that they had. The Swamp Thing, obviously. There was a lot of good Vertigo books back in the day. Why the Last Man was pretty good. I collected all of that. They just had some really good titles, and yeah, just they did destroy it. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but DC is, yeah, they've had their problems. That's why there's a lot of people that collect independents now. You know, it's just Boom Studios, I think, is doing a great job with a lot of their books. I think they're doing a great job. There's some Image books that do really well. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do these days. You know, I don't love everything Marvel does, but there's a couple books that I think are really good, so I'll buy a few of those. DC has 2 or 3 books that I think are really good. I'm a big Batman fan. I've been collecting that. I mean, I have every single freaking issue of Batman since like 608. So it's kind of hard for me not to buy a Batman. So yeah, I have all the Batman books, even the shitty ones that Tom King wrote. But so there's certain things that I'm always going to probably buy. But just like I know there's guys that go out, they buy Amazing Spider-Man, even though they'll tell me they can't stand it. They don't even read it. I got friends that buy Amazing Spider-Man right now. They literally buy the book, they put it in the plastic, and it goes in their box. They don't even read it. They don't even read it. That's how bad Nick Spencer's doing on Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, these are friends of mine that have been collecting Amazing Spider-Man since like issue 100, right? They've been collecting it for 30 years. And they don't even read Amazing Spider-Man right now. It's that bad. So, yeah, we love these characters, but man, sometimes you almost can't wait until you get somebody that can take the character and elevate the character, right? I mean, Donny Cates did that to a degree, I think, with Venom. Yeah, I think he's doing that with Thor right now. He's kind of elevating the character. I mean, I think Jason Aaron did a good job. But I think certain writers can just take a character and just really elevate them even further. And I think James Tinian's doing that right now, right? Tom King's run was not that well liked. There was some things I liked about Tom King's run and a lot of things I didn't. And right now, James Tinian, I like everything he does. I think he's doing a great job. So, all right, we're down to 11 people. You know, I think I've bored some people. I've ranted a little too long. I lost about 8 people in the chat. So maybe it's because I went blank there for a minute or two. Let's see. Just a heads up, you might lose some people due to the Wilder Fury 2 fight. Don't take it personal. The Wilder Fury 2. What is that? Sean, you'll have to clue me in, man. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Let's see here. Lewis says he has over 8,000 books and he can't even read. Holy crap. You got a lot of books, man. I can honestly say every book I buy, I read. It just takes me a while. Like right now, if you look in the background here, I've got a stack right there. 2 stacks. I still need to read those. So I probably need to spend at least 3 or 4 hours just to catch up on my reading right now. So it's a constant problem. Yeah, a 30-year low on how bad Spidey is. Yeah. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I love the character, but yeah, it's just the writing on it has just been very, very mediocre lately. It's the fight. Okay. That's what Sean meant, the fight. Oh, that's why. Okay. There's a fight on right now. That's why I'm losing subscribers. I'm losing people in the chat. There's a major fight on. Okay. I thought you meant something else. All right, good. I'm all right with that. That's okay. Heavyweight title, pay-per-view. Yeah. Yeah, so my evening, what I think I was going to do was I was going to put on. I'm like 3 episodes into Lock and Key, so I think I was going to try to binge watch that tonight. So after the live stream, I think I'll watch Lock and Key, and then maybe I'll put on a Marvel movie later. So that's kind of my evening planned. I started watching Winter Soldier. I talked about Winter Soldier the other day in one of my live streams. I highlighted first appearance of Winter Soldier. That's the variant B cover. Number 6, right? Number 6, yep. And then there's that's the regular cover, A cover of Captain America on the cover with the Nazi symbol in the background. But yeah, this is my favorite. I love, first cover appearance of Winter Soldier. And then you got to love number 14, which is kind of a old throwback cover to the old days. Beautiful cover by Epping. Just one of my favorite covers. And these books are still, I think, fairly affordable for a first appearance of Winter Soldier. Remember, you got that Disney Plus series coming, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, from, I think that's in August that comes out. So these especially number 6, these books are going to move. I think you'll see a little uptick in these books. So if you can find these for a good price right now, I would buy Captain America, number 6, first appearance of Winter Soldier. And then number 14 is also a key because that's their reunion. That's when they're fight together. They're basically the reunion of Captain America and Bucky. So those are awesome books to have. Yeah, so let's see here. What else we got in the chat here? Manny says, now that Dan Didio is gone, a Marvel DC crossover is possible. So what does everybody think about that? Would that be like Justice League versus Avengers? That'd be kind of a cool that would be an epic movie though, wouldn't it? If you could put DC, Justice League, DC versus Marvel Avengers and have a battle. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see here. Great book, especially with them throwing the Cap title around. At least Winter Soldier is going to be the same actor. Yeah, I love that actor that plays Winter Soldier. I think he's really, really good. He does a great job with that. My son was interested in watching Black Panther the other day, so we were watching that, and I think that's a great movie as well. Just so many good. I got that Disney Plus series now. I love just being able to throw on a movie real quick and watch some of those old comic book movies. It's awesome. Superman versus all the Avengers. Yeah. What's that? Let me pull it up. I love that image of Superman. There was a DC versus Avengers. Or is it Marvel versus Avengers? That was let me pull it up. Yeah, this is a classic image right here. Let me pull it up here. Let me share this here in 1 second. Right? I mean, that's a classic image of Superman holding Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield. I mean, that's that was in the DC versus, what was that? The DC. I know I've got that book. JLA Avengers crossover. Yeah, that is a must-buy series to have in your collection. The DC versus Avengers, just a great story, and it's cool to see Superman pick up Thor's hammer and the Captain America shield. I just love that. So that would be really cool if you could do a movie of Superman versus the Avengers. That would be freaking awesome. He basically takes down Thor because Thor's the most dangerous right away, right? And then he takes the hammer, and then he gets Captain America's shield. Yeah, if you could have like a recreation and live action of that image right there, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Superman versus Hulk. Yeah, I love that. Wasn't that in the book where like Superman was punching the Hulk as hard as he could, and the Hulk was it was the Hulk was punching Superman as hard as he could, and Superman, who supposedly can't move at all, if any force against him, starts to creep back. Oh man, that was awesome. I love that. That was the best part of that series, was the Hulk punching Superman. It was awesome. All right, guys, it's almost 9:30, man. I've been on this stream for a long time. Shoot, almost. Has it been? When did I start the stream at? I've been on for 2 hours and 21 minutes. Whew. Trying to think what else I could show you. I got some other books in the mail recently. Oh yeah, there's that Daredevil 17. I was just talking about this. So I got this in my pre-orders, and I grabbed another copy off of Midtown. I don't know. So supposedly in this book is the first appearance or the preview of Strange Academy. So the only reason this book could get hot is if they obviously make a TV series. I think Disney Plus would probably love to do that, right? Make a TV series. So in the back of the book of Daredevil, let me minimize the screen here. You've got basically the preview to Strange Academy. So what's the first appearance of Strange Academy? Well, technically it's going to be Daredevil 17, right? I mean, it's got 6-7 pages of Strange Academy in it. So that's going to be your first appearance. It's going to be Daredevil 17. So don't pay more than cover price for this book. I think you can easily buy this for cover price. I'm picking up. I got 2 copies, one in my pre-order and one that I'm grabbing off of Midtown, just in case there's a lot of speculation on it. If the Strange Academy becomes a TV series, this book might blow up then. So I don't think it's anything that's going to blow up. I mean, there's people trying to sell it for $30 on eBay right now. I think that's stupid. I think you'll have no problem buying this for cover. So maybe 6 months to a year from now, 2 years from now, when they develop it into a TV show. That Strange Academy, though, it's probably, I could see that being developed into something. So this would be a good book to have in your collection. Long-term spec. So Daredevil 17. Don't pay more than cover price for it. I think you could easily get it for cover. I don't think that'll be a problem at all. And there was another book that Last God. I've been really enjoying that series. Federici art. I mean, he's phenomenal. Morbius has been pretty good. Living Vampire. I love these scanned covers, and that's been a pretty good read. I've been enjoying that. Once and Future is awesome. I love reading that. It's a great book to read. I haven't read. I love Darth Vader, so I've got every Darth Vader. I mean, I've been collecting that since the first series started. Back in that had to be 4 or 5 years ago when they restarted Star Wars. Darth Vader. One of my favorite villains of all time is Darth Vader. No doubt about it. Thor's been really good. Thor #2. Tomb of the Dracula reprint. I don't know if I'll ever be able to afford that book or if I'll ever get a good price on that, but I figured the reprint's worth having. I forgot I ordered this book, Traveler #1. This sold out. The print on this is super, super low, and I've seen people sell this on eBay for like $15 to $20. Yeah, the publisher. Who the hell is the publisher on this book? It's an independent book. Obviously, it's I've never even heard of them. T-Pub. I mean, it's a really nice looking book. It's a very high quality cardstock paper. I mean, look at the thickness of this cover. It's unbelievable. I would love Marvel to make a book of this quality. It would be phenomenal. But it kind of looks cool. The artwork looks cool in it. I don't know. I think right after I bought this, it sold out. And I think it sells more than cover price consistently, but that might be a book you can find. And man, you could tell they use really good ink, really good paper. I mean, check that out. The Traveler #1. That might be, long. Who knows? That might get developed at some point. If you can pick that up for cover price, I would grab it. And then Undone by Blood. I mean, I love this cover. I picked up 2 copies. I don't know if this series is going to take off or not, but it looks really, really good. I give it a shot. I bought 2. This book was kind of hot. It was on CBSI's top 10 list the week before. I don't know. We'll see. You might be able to pick this up pretty cheap right now. If you can get it under $20, I would buy it. Good long-term spec. This is one I forgot I even bought. Unsacred #1. Carla Cohen is the artist. She's a really good artist. She kind of draws very realistic kind of artwork. Just kind of a cool looking cover. So that's Unsacred #1, I believe. She did the variant for that, Virgin. I think I paid it was cheap too. I think I maybe paid $15 for this, but I think it's sold out. So I don't know if there's any demand on that or not, but I also picked up Vampire State Building. I love the King Kong homage. That's awesome. And then I think I picked up the regular cover as well. And not least but not least, we got a nice Vampirilla book. I think Marcus sent this to me. Vampirilla #1. This is the Anthony Spey exclusive Comics Elite cover. Pretty cool. Who doesn't like Vampirilla? Yeah, it's amazing, Vampirilla. There's a what's that guy? I watch his video on occasion. Comic Tropes. I think it's called Comic Tropes. I mean, that guy does a great job. You talk about researching. He does a segment about Vampirilla. It goes all into the history of it. It's fantastic. Check out his channel, Comic Tropes. He has some great information. I love watching his videos. There's another Vampirilla book. I think that's an Adam Hughes cover. Vengeance of Vampirilla #6. Adam Hughes. Beautiful. And I got another one. I don't know who the artist is on that one. That's pretty cool. I think Marcus sent that to me, if I'm not mistaken. And this is another one Marcus sent me. Venom #4. First appearance of Scream. Good key book to have in your collection. Who knows? Maybe she'll show up in Venom #2. You never know. That'd be kind of a surprise, wouldn't it? They add a couple more symbiotes to the movie. But that's one I'm definitely interested in watching. Venom 2. I liked Venom #1. I thought it was a good movie. I think Tom Hardy does a good job. I haven't read this yet. Weapon X or Weapon Plus. Kyle Holt's cover. It's pretty cool. Then you got a nice scan cover. That one looks good. And then Wonder Woman. I only picked up one cover for Wonder Woman 750. I picked up the Adam Hughes cover. Just I like the way he draws Wonder Woman usually. So I like that cover. I know there was like 10 covers to pick from, but that's the one I went with. Was the Wonder Woman cover or the Adam Hughes cover. So that's it, guys. That's kind of what I had to show you tonight. I've been on here long enough. I appreciate 12 people hanging out with me all this time. When am I going to be on again? I'm going to probably be on. I might do a video tomorrow if I get that cover price top 20 list. So I might do a video on that. So there could be a video tomorrow that I'll do probably late in the day. And then Tuesday I'm going to probably go on Perry's channel late, 10 o'clock. So it's a little late, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be on Perry's channel. So I talked to him. I met him today at the comic book shop, and we agreed that I'd try to be a regular on his show. He's got a 10 p.m. show. I'll probably stay on for about an hour. I can't. Usually 11:30 I'm done. But I'm going to go on his channel on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'll have New Comic Book Day preview for the following week. So most of you who follow my channel know that every Wednesday I do a video highlighting the books that are coming out the following Wednesday. So it kind of gives you an early preview, books that I think are hot. Make sure you pick this up. So I'll be going over that. Everybody, I really appreciate you tuning in. Most of you have stayed with me for 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's awesome. I had a great time tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the content. Leave me comments, like my video if you can. That kind of helps me promote my channel. I'm at 715, 16 subscribers, so it's I've done well. I've been growing pretty consistently. But I just enjoy interacting with everybody in the chat. I'm on Instagram as well, so if you ever want to message me, you can find me under Justice for Comics on Instagram. Send me a message anytime. I communicate with a lot of you already. Manny, the comic collector, Marcus. A lot of you I've already communicated with quite a bit on Instagram. So anytime you want to message me, feel free to do so. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night, and I'll see you. I'll be back on here maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. All right, thanks.